There's a table by the window where the sunlight always stays, tracing lines across the surface through the middle of the day. Cups are placed without intention, hands are resting still and free, like the hours have no borders, like they're part of memory. And the light keeps slowly shifting, but it never really leaves, like it's holding on to something only quiet moments see. At the table by the window where the harbor comes to you, there's a softness in the daylight, in the way it moves through blue. Nothing louder than the silence, nothing brighter than the air. Just a moment you don't question, just a feeling resting there. People come and people wander, voices pass but never stay. Every story fades to background in the rhythm of the day. Leaves are moving just beyond it, casting shadows through the frame, like the world is gently breathing without needing any name. You don't need to hold the moment, you don't need to make it last. Just let everything around you move as softly as it passed. At the table by the window where the light is always kind, there's a space that feels familiar even if it's undefined. Every second feels like staying, even as it drifts away in the quiet of the harbor on a slow and golden day. Time is softer when you stop it, when you let it simply be, like the glow across the water, like the hush beneath the trees. Light remains though hours pass, still it rests upon the glass. Lantern light beneath the branches, soft reflections on the ground, voices fade into the distance, leaving only distant sound. Chairs are empty, cups forgotten. Shadows settle into place. Every table keeps a silence, like it's holding someone's trace.
Cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
in a quiet stretch of land.
Cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
till the night can understand. Boats are rocking in the darkness, tied to something they can't see, and the tide moves slow and steady, like it's waiting patiently. Nothing left to fill the evening, nothing left to understand. Just the cafe lights still glowing, and the dark along the sand.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
In a quiet stretch of land.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
Till the night can understand. Someone left a folded napkin, someone left a little room. The water keeps its old promise,
The moon keeps its silver tune. Cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
in a quiet stretch of land.
cafe lights still glowing, cafe lights still glowing,
Till the night can understand. Chairs are stacked beside the window. Streets are empty, washed in blue. Trees are still along the harbor, holding drops of morning dew. Before the day begins to move, there's a silence in the air, like the world is softly waiting for the light to find it there. Footsteps echo in the distance. Someone turns a sign to open. Coffee steam begins to rise, like a thought that's slowly spoken. Before the voices fill the space, before the hours start to flow, there's a moment by the harbor, only only early light can know. Nothing's asking to be more. Nothing needs to be explained. Just the morning and the water, and the calm that still remains. Before the day begins to move, there's a silence in the air, like the world is softly waiting for the light to find it there. First light touches wood and stone, and the day begins alone. There's a table near the corner where the varnish has grown thin, marked by years of quiet evenings and the weight of where they'd been. Two cups once were always resting in the same uneven place. Now the light falls just the same way, but it doesn't find their face. There's a clock that never hurries on the wall above the door. It has watched them sit in silence. It has watched them say no more. There were maps drawn on a napkin, lines that never reached the sea, just directions without endings, like the way they came to be. And the harbor keeps it somewhere in the echoes of the day, not in words they ever spoke, but in the ones that slipped away. Not a love that needed saving, not a story told in full, just a moment left behind, like a tide that never pulls. There's a radio that murmurs songs too old to understand, but it plays them every evening like it's following a plan. Once they laughed without a reason, once they stayed without a name. Now the chair across the table doesn't know who's left to blame. Keys were left beside the window, never claimed and never lost, like a door that stayed half open, like a line that had no cost. Someone comes and someone leaves, but the pattern stays the same. Still the table holds a memory that no one ever named. And the harbor keeps it somewhere in the turning of the light, in the pause before the darkness, in the edge of every night. Not a future, not a past, just a trace that lingers through, like the space across a table, still remembering too. Maybe nothing really ended, maybe nothing quite began, just a meeting without meaning that no one could understand. But the room still holds a presence in the silence left behind, like a thought that almost formed, but was never fully mine. There's a table near the corner where the evening settles slow, and if someone sits there long enough, they might almost come to know. Morning light upon the water, soft and pale across the blue. Wooden boats are gently swaying, lines are loose along the shore. Quiet streets begin to open, like they've seen it all before. Seagulls turn above the harbor, white against the waking sky. Every sound is soft and distant, nothing here is passing by. Where the tide moves slowly, time is drifting with the sea. The light is falling gently on the waves in front of me. Nothing here is hurried, nothing asks for more than this. In the stillness of the harbor, every moment feels like this. Cafe doors are open slightly, coffee warming in the sun. Voices blend into the morning, like the day has just begun. Sails are catching early daylight, gold is folding into blue. No one thinking where it's going, only letting it come through. Where the tide moves slowly, time is drifting with the sea. Light is falling gently on the waves in front of me. Nothing here is hurried, nothing asks for more than this. In the stillness of the harbor, Every moment feels like this. Time is not a thing to follow. It's a feeling in the air, like the glow on distant windows, like the silence resting there. You don't need to hold it tightly. You don't need to understand. Just let go and sit beside it. Let it rest within your hands, where the tide moves slowly. Nothing fades or disappears. Every breath is easy. Every line becomes more clear. In the calm of morning, by the water, soft and wide, you can leave the world behind you. Let it drift away with the tide. Just the light upon the water, just the sea and open sky. A line of gold across the water. Morning barely starts to rise. Shadows drift along the harbor, fading into silver blue. Wooden boats in quiet motion, like they're waking into view. Nothing breaks the fragile silence of the air before the day. Every sound is held in distance, soft enough to drift away. And the light begins to open, like a door without a sound, slowly falling on the surface, turning everything around. When the harbor turns to light, time is slipping out of sight. Every wave a quiet echo of the fading of the night. Nothing moves and yet it flows through the space the morning knows. In the stillness by the water, all the world is letting go. Empty streets reflect the daylight, windows glowing pale and wide. Figures pass without a story, like they're part of sea and sky. When the harbor turns to light, edges blur and lines grow wide. in the breath of turning tide. Nothing calling from beyond, nothing lost and nothing gone, only light upon the water, soft enough to rest upon. There's no need to follow time, there's no need to understand. It is drifting like the ocean, it is resting in your hands. No beginning, no release, only waves and only peace, only sky that slowly widens, only silence underneath. When the harbor turns to light, everything is soft and bright, every second gently folding into something out of sight. In this moment you can stay, let the world just fade away. By the water in the morning, there is nothing left to say. Just the light upon the harbor, just the sea and open sky.
ferry waits in fading color, ropes are loose against the pier. Engines hum like something distant, like they're not entirely here. You were standing by the railing, wind caught softly in your hair, like the evening didn't touch you, like you almost weren't there. Tickets folded in your pocket, hands that didn't seem to stay. You kept watching out toward nothing, like the sea might ask you to stay. I said something about leaving, you just smiled but didn't turn, like the moment had no language, like there's nothing left to learn. On the last ferry before night, we were almost something real. Not a promise, not a future, just a way we chose to feel. And the harbor kept on breathing, like it didn't need to care. But I swear the air between us still remembers we were there. Lights were flickering on the water, breaking slowly into lines. Voices echoed through the distance, but they never reached our time. You stepped closer without asking, close enough to almost stay. Then the signal cut the silence, and the moment
slipped away. You move back into the shadows, like you'd practiced how to go, like you knew that I would watch you, but pretend I didn't know. There was nothing left to follow, nothing left to make it true, just the ferry pulling slowly, taking something that was you. On the last ferry before night, we were something undefined, like a line you almost finish, then decide to leave behind. No goodbye and no conclusion, just the sound of moving sea. But the harbor keeps the echo of what we could never be. Maybe some things only happen when they're never meant to last, like a light across the water, like a shadow moving fast. You don't hold it, you don't name it, you just let it come and go, like the tide that never asks you if you're ready to let go. Now the pier is almost empty, and the night is taking hold, but the place you used to stand in still refuses to grow old.
Pale light over quiet water, chairs are stacked beside the window, streets are empty, washed in blue, trees are still along the harbor, holding drops of morning dew. Before the day begins to move, there's a silence in the air, like the world is softly waiting for the light to find it there. Footsteps echo in the distance, someone turns a sign to open, coffee steam begins to rise, like a thought that's slowly spoken, before the voices fill the space, before the hours start to flow. There's a moment by the harbor, only early light can know.
Nothing's asking to be more. Nothing needs to be explained. Just the morning and the water, and the calm that still remains. First light touches wood and stone, and the day begins alone. Morning carries something softer through the branches newly green. Petals drift across the pavement like a change you've almost seen. Cafe doors are open wider, letting in the restless air, and the harbor feels unfinished, like a thought still hanging there. Someone writes along the window, tracing lines that don't remain. Every mark dissolves in sunlight, like a memory in rain. Boats return without a reason, more than leaving, less than stay. And the tide feels slightly different, like it's learned another way. In the quiet of the springtime, where the light begins again, there's a feeling just beneath it, like a world you can't explain. Not a promise, not a story, just a shift you almost knew. Like the harbor waking slowly into something close to you. Tables fill but not with noise, only fragments soft and small. Half a laugh and half a sentence, never needing more at all. Through the leaves the sky is changing, colors no one tries to name, and for once it feels like waiting isn't something you should blame. You don't chase it, you don't hold it, you just let it come and be. Like the petals on the harbor, like the wind across the sea. Every moment feels beginning, even if it doesn't last. Like the present isn't breaking from the weight of what has passed. Petals drift across the water. Nothing asks for where they go, and the harbor in its quiet lets you feel what you don't know. Paint is fading on the surface, but the lines are holding true. Every mark a quiet story of the places passing through. They don't rush to reach the distance. They don't chase the open sea. Still they move exactly where they always somehow meant to be. And you watch them without thinking, without asking where they go. There's a rhythm in their drifting that you feel but never know. Boats that never seem to hurry still arrive where they belong, like they follow something deeper than a map or than a song. Nothing pulling them too far, nothing pushing them away. Just the motion of the water through the middle of the day. Cafe shadows fall around you. Leaves are moving overhead. Every detail feels connected to the thoughts inside your head. People pass without direction. Still it feels like they're in place, like the harbor holds a pattern that no one needs to trace. You don't need to chase the current. You don't need to understand. There's a wisdom in the drifting. There's a calm you never planned. Boats that never seem to hurry teach you something without words. In the silence of their movement, in the space between the world. Every second feels like breathing. Every moment feels like sea. in the slow and open harbor. You're as free as you can be. Maybe time is just a current, and we're all just passing through, like reflections on the surface, like a sky that shifts its blue. Boats keep moving, soft and wide, carried gently by the tide. Stones are warm beneath your footsteps. Trees are lining either side. Light is spilling through the branches, guiding softly as you stride. Every turn reveals the harbor, like a secret slowly shown, like the world is opening gently into something you've always known. And you follow without thinking, without asking where it goes. Just the pull of something simple, only walking ever knows. Down a street that leads to water, where the light and shadows meet. There's a feeling in the distance that is quiet, calm and deep. Every step becomes a moment, every breath becomes the day, and you never need a reason just to walk this way. Cafe doors are open slightly, voices drift into the street. Tables filled with sunlit hours, where the day and people meet. Someone waves, someone keeps moving. Nothing stays and nothing waits, but the harbor always listens to the rhythm that it makes. You can stay or keep on walking, either way it feels the same, like the path was never chosen, like it never had a name. Down a street that leads to water, where the sky begins to bend. There's a sense of something endless at the point where streets all end. Nothing asking you to hurry, nothing pulls you away, just the light that keeps on shifting through the middle of the day. Maybe all roads lead to somewhere, maybe some just let you be. In between the trees and silence, in between yourself and the sea, steps grow softer near the tide, where the open waters lie. Bright light dancing on the sea, tables filled with passing laughter, shadows short beneath the trees, coffee cups and moving voices, drifting lightly with the breeze. In the middle of the day, everything is wide and clear. Harbor breathes us in, pulls the whole world closer here. In the middle of the day, nothing hidden, nothing far, like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Boats are rocking in the sunlight, painters' glowing lines are worn, every color feels alive now, in the warmth of early noon. In the middle of the day,
In the middle of the day,
everything is wide and clear.
everything is wide and clear.
Harbor breathes us in,
Harbor breeze
pulls the whole world closer here. In the middle of the day, nothing hidden, nothing far, like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Time is moving, but it lingers in the heat along the stone, like the day could last forever, like you're never here alone. In the middle of the day,
In the middle of the day,
everything is wide and clear.
everything is wide and clear.
Harbor breathes us in,
Harbor breeze
pulls the whole world closer here. In the middle of the day, nothing hidden, nothing far, like the light has found a rhythm, and it keeps us where we are. Sunlight resting on the sea, bright and endless, wild and free.
Leaves are glowing in the evening. Light is falling through the trees. Café voices turning softer, carried gently by the breeze. Where the light begins to slow and the harbor turns to gold, there's a feeling in the silence that is warm but never told. You are sitting by the window, watching colors fade away. Shadows stretch across the table at the ending of the day. Nothing's certain, nothing stays, but the moment lingers through in the quiet of the evening. Everything feels close to you. Time is softer in the sunset, like it bends but doesn't break, like a memory in motion, like a choice you didn't make. Where the light begins to slow and the harbor turns to gold, there's a feeling in the silence that is warm but never told. Golden light becomes the sea, and the day lets go gently. Morning spills across the harbor, soft and pale between the leaves. Chairs are empty, doors half open, breathing in the quiet breeze. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, drawing lines on wood and stone. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, the day is waking slow. Someone sweeps the cafe floor, like the day is theirs to keep. Coffee warms against the window, while the town is still asleep. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, drawing lines on wood and stone. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, the day is waking slow. Nothing moves too fast or certain, Nothing asks for more than this. Just the harbor waking slowly in a quiet kind of bliss. First light through the trees, first light through the trees. Every moment feels unknown. First light through the trees, first light through the trees, and the town begins to glow. Branches leaning toward the water, tracing shadows on the stone. Every step along the pathway feels like it's your own alone. Boats are drifting without effort, held between the sky and sea, like they've nowhere else to travel, like they've always meant to be. And the sunlight keeps on falling through the spaces in between, like it's quietly reminding what it means to simply be, where the leaves hold all the light, and the harbor moves so slow. There's a peace you don't go searching, there's a calm you come to know. Nothing pulling at the moment, nothing asking you to stay, but you find yourself still standing in the middle of the day. Cafe voices blend together, soft and easy in the air. Every table tells a story, but no one needs to share. Coffee cooling in the sunlight, hands resting without a plan, like the hours have no edges, like they're slipping through your hands. There's a rhythm in the stillness, there's a meaning in the flow that you never have to follow, but somehow you always know, where the leaves hold all the light, and the shadows softly fall. There's a quiet kind of beauty that belongs to no one at all. Every second feels like staying, even as it moves away. In the calm beneath the branches of a warm and open day, made to change. Just the light upon the harbor and the feeling that remains. Leaves are turning soft and bright, holding gently